Hi guys, happy Saturday from me and Alf. Um, you can feel the dampness in the air and the seasons are really changing. Um, I haven't been feeling great the last couple of weeks, but I kind of thought I was getting over a cold and it seems to have come back with a vengeance. There's a lot of shit coming. There's a lot of shit going around at the minute. COVID seems to have had a resurgence and I don't know, I have a bit of a fever, like I'm not cold, I'm roasting. Stomach pains but I don't like sitting around doing nothing. You can probably see the bags under my eyes. I've been exhausted the last couple of days, weeks even, but I don't know how much of it is down to that and how much of it is down to the medication I'm on. And this is usually around the time where I start to feel like they're holding me back, because I'll be honest, like a couple of days now in work where I'm just sitting there and staring off into the distance. I'm on a couple of different pills now, like one consistently, and then there's another two that I take. Pro Vigil, my brother got it right. I start getting blurry vision, so I start seeing. He wants to go back. Goodbye. Keep going. So basically, like the first O in Pro Vigil, I start seeing double, but it's an I, so Provigil. My brother with astigmatism saw it and I couldn't. Yeah, trying to stay as active as possible anyway. Not easy when you've got a wet, miserable looking day. But I know that sitting in, that doesn't help, Sitting in all day in the dressing gown doesn't make me feel good. But it is important to take the load off and relax. Left work early yesterday. People probably say, well, if you're out and about you can't be sick, but I feel like it's what I need to do. I feel terrible up here if I don't get outside. Not really. Oh, he's looking. He's onto something. Good lad. Alfie's just on the hunt for something. He's back now. Good lad. Yeah, part of me is wondering though how much of it is the medication, because they can have an awful lot of side effects that you don't even realise. Like some days I'm just sitting there like a vegetable. I'll have to go to the doctor and say, they were looking at increasing my dose. I don't really think that that's something I want to do. Go from 30 milligrams of Mirtazapine to 45. And like as I say, I've taken my foot off the gas a lot. I'm not doing nearly as much as what I was, because I'm just trying to let it do its thing. But it is knocking me, I guess it's the change in the seasons as well. I don't know, because they say that you should feel better as it goes on. I always end up feeling worse, which is why I rarely stay on them. It's something that I've just been questioning, I guess I'm stable, I have a job, I'm going to the beach nearly every day, but I might have to go back to the doctors and have a word with them. It's just again something that I encourage is that you do all your research. Another drug that I'm on, that I forgot to mention, is clonidine, which is technically a blood pressure medication. And this is one thing I don't to be put on loads of different pills. It's happened to me before, and when you just give in and take whatever the doctors tell you to take, they'll just keep prescribing more and more stuff. This is what I need to do to stay well, but yeah, I won't lie, the last 2 weeks have been very rough. Sitting in work, as I say, just probably looked a bit rude because people were talking to me and I was just looking around the room. I wasn't paying attention to everything that they were saying, or I was seeing stars. I couldn't keep my eyes open, so it probably looked like I was bored out of my tree. I'm just exhausted. It is worrying me, I won't lie. Rory Byrne, we go back to you again. You were talking about it. How you saw a friend turn into a vegetable. I'm trying not to scaremonger myself, but I know that feeling. I think you might have a point there. I know I need to stay off alcohol, but do I need all these drugs in my body? I don't know. They're all having a negative impact. I guess they're helping me. Well, the last few nights I haven't necessarily slept very well. I haven't slept the whole night through anyway. Sometimes I find they make the depression worse. You know, they don't make you as energetic, so you're going out getting into trouble, but they fuck with you in other ways, you know. Just food for thought, guys, would have been what you have to play. Just a warning to you, if you are taking any sort of SSRI, I think it's important that I use this example now to help you out. So with every SSRI medication I've been on, and I've been on sertraline, which is Zoloft, Prozac, which is fluoxetine, which is Lexapro. With all of them, I can safely say I've gotten headaches. I've had a tough time keeping my eyes open. I can't even describe it any other way, but blurred vision as well. Weight gain with all of them bar Prozac, where I actually lost my appetite and lost weight, but not in a healthy way. It's never been healthy, and I've shown you fluoxetine, fluctuating weight. That's what we think of. It wasn't good. It wasn't healthy. They've all fucked up my eating habits. I can safely say, without fail, they've all done something to my eating. Either made me crave food, which Mirtazapine is supposed to do. Lexapro is supposed to make you gain weight. Gastrointestinal problems, which I already have because of autism, so that's something that doctors don't seem to even take into consideration, that I'm already predisposed to that stuff, to that shit. Good choice of words. What do you think, Alf? What do you think? He's my antidepressant. Oh, he's looking at the horses. They're in there now. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, do you smell them? Good boy. But I've definitely got nausea with every single one that I've taken. Headaches, dizziness, difficulty concentrating, anhedonia, lack of pleasure in anything, and that's gotten worse when I've been on these. Because if you drink loads, you're gonna feel like shit, yeah, you know. But when I'm not taking pills for any length of time, I always get more productive. But then, to cope with the stress, I drink. 43 days today, so that's something. But I don't know, I have a fear of not fulfilling goals in life, you know, and that is made worse by antidepressants. But this is something to cheer you up. Ah, there they are. Yeah, you see them? Yeah, coming over. They're right here. Ah. Yeah, come on over. Look, they're right here. Yeah. Ah, let's say hello to the horsies. Yeah, you're such a... Here they come. Yeah. We go back? Yeah. I always do ask myself the question, have antidepressants and SSRIs stolen years off my life? I don't want to say yes, because you can't get them back, but I'll be honest, one main reason I'm taking them is because I'm not allowed to drink on them, so it's a reason not to. Anything I can get to convince myself not to have an alcoholic beverage. My family, they seem happy with me that I'm taking the medication, and I'd hate to lose all contact with them because of it, because of me not taking something. But getting high the other day, which I've never gotten before, my throat feels like it's closing. Spoken about rugby games before, which I'm fucking sick of talking about, but people would expect me to play on, and I was just there thinking, I can't fucking breathe. I was gagging, I felt like I actually thought I was going to die. I know that sounds extreme, but I couldn't breathe. Sick, and I couldn't get it out of my throat. It was really dry. Dry heaving, as they call it. And I just feel like a lot of this could have been avoided if someone had just sat down with me and told me everything was going to be okay. But actually bothered their arse to delve into the stuff I've gone through. A lot of people haven't, So I guess the only positive thing I can do is give you guys a warning. I'm going to say it to the doctor, because these are making me feel awful. I'm only working, I do about 20 hours a week. I wouldn't be able to do more, There's knowing yourself and what you're capable of doing, and I would be fucked if I had to do a full 9 to 5 days a week. I wouldn't be able for it. Not in my current state anyway. And I feel like it's just one pill after another. It's just shifting you on. I don't think it's helpful. I don't think it's delving into the root of the problem, but all you hear is waiting lists, waiting lists. I do think everything with my granddad and that side of the family has triggered a lot to come up, but these pills do cause damage while they're in you, It's not like you get rid of them and they have done no damage. I've had to learn everything myself, through trial and error. Don't feel like anyone ever wants to actually get in and help you out. These are just a fucking safety net, if even a band-aid. One thing is that I haven't got the energy for any really bad behaviour. Is that a good thing? Made me like a zombie before, and they're doing the same thing again. Don't feel like my true self has been allowed to develop. Here we go. Because just Alf talking to his friend. Yeah, good boy. I've been on and off these things since I was 15. So that's 12 years on and off. And it's not light medication. It does some fucking damage. So be careful. Be careful, because it does damage. Muscle weakness, muscle stiffness, pain. That's another symptom. So if you're in the gym and you're trying to lift weight, do be wary. They don't tell you anything, pretty much. You have to do it all yourself. And then unfortunately there's a lot of scaremongering that goes along with that. Some of it that was justified. I don't know what else to say. Bit fed up. Because I have been taking this stuff, I've been doing it right, you know, I haven't been drinking, I've been exercising, I've been sleeping. I can't be inactive, I have to do stuff, you know, some people can sit in a lot more than I think can do it. Some people can sit in and do nothing. I can't, I have to be active a lot. Restless almost, you know. And I feel like my spark is gone. So yeah, just be aware, you know. I have to go back to the doctor now and make an appointment. I don't want to fall into bad habits again, but how much of this is just down to getting a cold or something, and how much of it is down to being worn out by all these drugs to make me sweat more as well, which makes me embarrassed. Yeah. Increase the appetite, so that's something that I'm doing exercise, so maybe I need more food, but fuck it, we'll see. Just be cautious is what I'll say to you. Alright, happy Saturday guys.